I've taken a lot of vacations in my lifetime. Growing up, we would go on probably 4 vacations a year with my family, whether it's Thailand, Mexico, Hawaii. Later on in my life, I went to Greece and Rome, Mediterranean cruises, but I've never done a solo trip. And this was something that I wanted to experience. So I did a little bit of research and I found a place called Lapoint Surf Camp. And surfing is something that I've always wanted to learn how to do much better. So I figured it'd be a good idea to just kind of take a leap of faith and do a trip on my own. See what kind of spontaneous adventures arise, see what kind of a community I can find. And that's what I found at Lapoint. The very first day that I got there, I instantly felt like I was part of a surf family. Everybody there was traveling on their own, looking for some kind of a connection, and just looking to have a pleasant experience, something new, something diverse. I met all kinds of people from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, and everyone had one thing in common. We all just wanted to surf. And we wanted to truly connect with what it is to learn to surf, what it's all about. And that's one thing that Lapoint really was able to hammer home. Matteo, one of the greatest surf coaches that's been there for a while now, he taught a lot of theory. And Michael, he was one of the more hands-on coaches where he would literally take us into the water, give us strategies before we get into the water, and he would make sure that everybody catches a wave. You could tell that they are extremely passionate about surfing, and not just that, but also teaching others how to surf. It matters a lot to them to see their students succeed. And pretty much everybody does. I can't think of a single person that did not catch a wave, even on their first day. Building up skills and taking surfing to the next level with the proper technique and having good habits built was something that was very important to me personally. So that's why I decided to surf with the coaches and get proper instruction right from the get-go. That way I can start with a foundation that I can build on in the future, where I can just rent a board, go into the ocean, and build my skill and my ability from there. We loved it. The thrill that you get when you catch your first wave, and when you do something that you weren't able to do before, it's very rewarding. I was able to cut sideways, laterally, both to the left and to the right, within my second day. And the nice thing about the knowledge base of these coaches too is they are local. So they know the greatest spots and they have a good reputation. It's something that's very advantageous, because then we're able to be invited to some of the most important and secret areas around the area, where the locals are happy to embrace us because, well, we've got great coaches. Speaking of great coaches, one of the coaches that helped me the most was Christian. And that's who you're seeing surfing right now. He's got a great reputation as being one of the best surfers in Santa Teresa. And this here is footage from Santa Teresa Beach, which is also known as La Lora Beach. This is where all the best surfers go. And this is also where some of the best waves can be found. Christian is a very talented individual, but he also has a very kind heart. It was an absolute honor being able to just interact with him. And he was actually one of the surf coaches that helped me catch my first big wave where I was able to take it probably 100 feet all the way back to the beach. One thing about Santa Teresa is there was nothing really there 10 years ago. There's simply some people that knew of some really good surf locations, but there wasn't much for any kind of a town or anything to that avail. But the development that has taken place there in the last 10 years is incredible. There's now multiple surf camps along with many different activities that can be done around the area, like tours and ATVs. And one of the greatest places that I was able to visit was this place called Montezuma. It's got a very powerful waterfall that people jump 70 feet from the cliff into the water. It's very relaxing there. The atmosphere is very charged at the same time. There's a lot of birds. It's just a very serene, coherent place. And that's one of the things that I think I love the most about Costa Rica and Santa Teresa specifically, is the diversity of life and foliage and the different types of environments that you have there, everything from the beach to rainforest to all the different critters and happy people. We met a guy here who introduced himself as Crazy Carlos, and he basically appointed himself as one of our guides, and I'm glad he did because the guy was hilarious. He talked about stories of how he put on a tour for Johnny Depp and for Tom Brady, and then he got part of a video that hit 37 million views from Tom Brady's channel. But he was just very friendly, exciting person. And back at the camp, you know, we do everything together. We would have ping pong tournaments, we have volleyball sessions, we would have party nights, and everyone was just happy to get involved. And so that really helped to create a strong dynamic between everybody. And the sunsets every single night pretty much were fantastic. They were always a little bit different. Twice a week we would go out to different locations, different restaurants around Santa Teresa. We would have beer pong tournaments. Every Thursday night there's a different themed party. And there's many different animals around the area that seem to just be living in harmony. You'll hear howler monkeys pretty much every single morning at sunrise. There's massive squirrels that are jumping from tree limb to tree limb. All kinds of iguanas running about. And the sunsets, as I said, they are absolutely magnificent. It was by far the best vacation of my life. I was there for 3 weeks. And I plan to go to another location, perhaps in Bali. But if you get a chance, I highly recommend checking out Lapoint Surf Camp.